Hello and welcome to Pratik Chess Videos.
Hello friends, today we are going to see game between, well, the game is between Vidit and Firouzja in the candidates round number 6. Yes, that's correct. 6 rounds have been played in this majestic tournament and so far, actually 8 rounds have been played. After 8 rounds, uh, well, the expected Nepomniachtchi is leading along with Gukesh. So on 5 points each. So well, 8 rounds have been played. This is the sixth round. So let's start the game. Now e4, c5, knight f3, and then d6, d4. Now attack. Now this pawn. Yeah, this pawn gets the Sicilian open. So now c into d4. Knight into d4, knight f6, knight c3, and now knight to c6. A bit unusual choice is the classical Sicilian. Mostly people here play the Nassdorf or yeah the Nassdorf or the Dragon or the Scheveningen. And now basically the thing is that knight to c6 is, if you play some lines are very quiet and some lines are fiery. Bishop c4 was played. The main move here is bishop to g5, the richer roser. The the test of the classical Sicilian. But bishop to c4. And now queen to b6. The queen is developed, attacks the d4 twice, and only one defender. So knight to b3, the knight goes now, and bishop e3 is a move in consideration. E6 idea is to develop the bishop to e7 and just castle, and in the future there can be ideas of d5, rook a d8 d5, rook f d8 d5. Now short castle and then just bishop to e7. Short castle idea, bishop e3 attacking the b6 queen, queen c7, the queen retreats. Well, this all happens in the main line, but let me tell you a problem of the main line. Alright, how do I put this? So, let's just see here. So, yeah, here, alright, here, well, knight c3, knight c6, bishop to c4 was played, as in the game. Queen to b6 was played, and now knight to b3, and then e6, and then now bishop to e4, bishop to f4. The problem with main lines are that people like these super grandmasters are very well prepared in these type of fights. That's why just bishop to f4, sidestepping the main line, attacking the d6. It is still not a unknown line. 647 games played. Caspro has also played this line numerous times, notably 3 times. One was against Pablo Zameki, another against Anand, and another against Kramnik. And as Black, Kramnik played it 2 times against Judith Polgar. So it's a known line. I mean, it's a known line. So still known theory, but now Queen to D8. Now we reach a line. Only 3 games are played here. One is Ter Sahakyan versus Boris Gelfand, and another is El Homsi versus Gudalpi David. Well, they were. I am almost certainly sure that they were following the Gelfand game. It was also stated in the post game that they were following this game, but now Queen to D2, and this is a complete novelty. No game has been played on it until now. So now A6, B5 is the threat, A3 controlling B4, and now B5 attacking C4, bishop to E2, and now bishop to B7. Now this, wait, no, this is an inaccuracy, because the problem is that you develop the bishop, but firstly king side development was more important than queen side development. So now long castle attacking the d6 pawn, and now queen to b6, and now g4. Well, g5 is the idea, attacking the knight on f6 and making it uh, go on a worse square. So after g4, queen into f2. Mistake. Well, h6 was best, but now e5, attacking the f6 and attacking the d6 both at the same time. Now knight to d7. Idea of this move is to put more pressure on this e5 pawn, and e into d6 isn't so good because the knight is putting a nice blockade. So after knight to d7, e into d6, and then queen to b6. The idea is b4 followed by knight into b4 or knight to e5. So well, now after queen to b6, now bishop to e3 attacking the b6, but now queen to d8. The queen goes back as usual, and then rook at f1. Now, well, now you would think that black is putting a nice blockade, but actually white is completely winning because of this amazing d6 pawn and black's very inactive pieces. So, well, that's why this game is black is screwed. So, knight ce5, Firouzja tries putting the best defense, queen to d4. The queen comes in the game. I think the idea is almost certainly knight c5, exchanging the key d7 knight. So the rook to c8, not allowing knight to c5. And now queen to a7. But there was the second idea, that if rook to c8 is played, then queen to a7. Amazing thinking. Now the queen infiltrates and attacks b7. Bishop to c6 is forced and black gives up a pawn on a6. And now rook to a8, attacking the queen. Now seems like the queen's trapped, right? Yep, pretty much. But quite the contrary. Bishop to a7. Didn't see that. Bet you didn't see that coming, because now the bishop intercepts, and well, the plan to get the queen to home is pretty unclear. I seriously don't know how we are going to get the queen and the bishop out of here. Well, I guess we'll find out. g6 and then bishop to into b5, taking the pawn. If you exchange, then I have plenty spots to escape with the queen and the bishop. But now bishop to h6 check. Firouzja doesn't exchange and gives a check. And now king to b1. And now bishop into b5. Firouzja exchanged the bishop, and now it's pretty unclear how white will escape. But it will all be a matter of time. Knight into b5, and black finally short castles, though it is not so, um, how do we say it? It's not so unsafe, but still, I think there would be better moves than short castle. As now knight c7 is coming, attacking the rook. Now the rook has to move, but knight into g4. There's this. Now comes this move. Well, the idea is to take some pawns in exchange for the literal exchange. So knight into a8, and now queen into a8. The ideas, bishop to e3 or knight e3. Well, queen to e2. Well, that's a tactic. g4 is attacked. The bishop is unpinned. Bishop can go. e3 is protected. Too much motives from one move. So queen into a7. Queen into g4. White evades all black's tactics and emerges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. A pawn up and an exchange up. An exchange and a pawn up. Seems a piece of cake to convert this position. So bishop g7, queen to c4. Ideas queen to c7 exchanging. When you have a material advantage, you should exchange as many pieces as possible. And when you have a material disadvantage, try to exchange as many pawns as possible. That's a nice rule of thumb. Now queen to b7 and queen to c7, going with the rule. And then queen into b5, not exchanging, because obviously who would exchange queens in such a bad position? That's our only hope, the queens. So rook to f4. Idea is rook to b4. And if you don't take the queen to a secure place, the knight's gone. So queen to e2, attacking the d1. Nice tactical motive. And well, we can also play knight to e5 and things. So rook to d2, attacking e2. Queen to e5. Well, attacking on b2. And now, yeah. Now about that. So rook fd4, intercepting the queen. Knight f6. Idea is knight to d5. And now queen to c5, trying to exchange the queens. But just knight to d5, intercepting the queen, and now the idea is pretty unclear, but the rook is pinned here to this pawn, so it's pretty unclear what white would do. King a2, white just does a waiting move. Queen f6. Black is preparing something, though I don't know what is that something. c3. White unpins the rook so that the v2 is protected by the king and rook, and also a pawn is in front of it. But now bishop to h6, attacking the d2 rook. So now black again starts creating problems. Rook into d5. White tries to exchange. And e into d5. Firouzja, well, he doesn't resign until the last moment. He's creating every tactic he can. But rook into d5. And now bishop to f4. But still, after all of these mind-boggling complications, 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3, white emerges two pawns up and with a decisive pass pawn. So d5, idea is d7, idea is queen into f8, followed by d8 is equal to queen. So rook to d8. Well, now rook d8, intercepting the pawn. But now knight to d4, idea is knight to c6, and white and black signed the score sheets because it's resignation now. Nothing can be done to stop it. No checks, nothing. So an amazing, amazing game. Amazing. Well, this was the game. I hope you liked this video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you.